Greetings. JC here for Interface, and we are going to take a look at Ubuntu 10.10. It is the latest offering from Canonical. Ubuntu is by far the most popular distribution of Linux available today. It is absolutely free, and all you have to do to get your very own copy is to go to the Ubuntu webpage, which is www.ubuntu.com, and download it. So let's talk about how you do that, how you get your copy, and how you get it onto your computer. To get a copy of Ubuntu, just go to the download page, and here we are on the Ubuntu website. Now we have some new choices for those of you who have tried Ubuntu in the past. It used to be that you were asked whether you wanted a 32 or 64-bit version. Now they're asking you which version you want, whether it's going to be version 10.10, which is the latest, or you can choose to get the long-term support version of Ubuntu. They say this is better for situations where you'll be deploying many copies of the operating system, plus there's long-term support available. However, today we're talking about 10.10, and 10.10 is very different from 10.04, and we're going to take a look at that. So all you have to choose is whether you want 32-bit or 64-bit. Now, in the past with Linux operating systems, I have always recommended that you go ahead and get the 32-bit even if you have a 64-bit machine. However, I have found that with Ubuntu 10.10 that the 64-bit version is extremely stable and works very well on my AMD machine. So if that fits your profile, you might want to consider jumping over and getting the 64-bit. And to get it started, you start the download. Once your download is complete, you will have an ISO file, which is an image of a compact disc. You can either burn a CD from the ISO file, which will become bootable and allow you to play with Ubuntu by running the live CD, and also you install from that CD, or if you are a little bit more technologically advanced, you could try making a USB stick with Ubuntu on it. Either way, there's some great instructions right here on the web page. So let's go right into installing Ubuntu. Now that you have your ISO file burnt to a CD or you've created a USB stick, you can boot your computer for the first time using Ubuntu 10.10. Today our demonstration of installation is going to be with VMware Workstation. However, the process is exactly the same when you're installing it to a physical computer. So let's go ahead and get it booted up and take a look at what it looks like booting from the CD. Now keep in mind, this does take some time to boot from a CD or USB stick. I'm using the ISO image directly in VMware, but it still takes a little while, so be patient and let it get loaded up. It's just getting ready to load now, and it looks as though the OS is found the network, and it is all ready to go with the new menu. This is a brand new installer that's new for Ubuntu 10.10. If you've used Ubuntu in the past, it goes just a little bit differently, so we'll take you through it. You can either choose to run your ISO image or your CD or your USB stick here, or you can choose to install Ubuntu after choosing your language. We're going to choose English, and we're going to go to the first installation. Now, one of the things that we want to make sure that we have checked here is this new thing that Canonical is doing, where they are allowing you to download third-party codecs, which is something that Ubuntu would not allow you to do before. In other words, they made it so that the user had to download their own codecs for things like MP3s and Flash Player and other proprietary codecs to play back media files. Now they just let you click at the install and you can go ahead and do that. Also, it allows you to update as you are installing, so that once your operating system starts up, it'll be completely up to date. So we're going to choose both of those for our install today. Now it takes a couple of moments to get itself together. It's loading the installer in the background, so just be patient. Now we need to figure out exactly where we're going to be installing Ubuntu 10.10. In our case, we can use the entire drive since it is a virtual drive. The first question it asks is what time zone we're in. It got it right. We are in Eastern Time, United States here, so we'll go ahead and say that's fine. Now it's going to ask us for a keyboard default. For most folks watching this, USA default will be just fine. Now it's going to ask us some information about ourselves. So the first thing that we need to do is put in our name. We're going to do it Interface Webcast. Our username is automatically chosen as Interface. We need to put in a password. So let's do that now. Make it something simple that you will be able to remember. And it's going to ask you whether you would like to log in automatically or whether you would like the system to prompt you for a password. I always suggest going ahead and letting Ubuntu prompt you when it loads up, because if you don't, it will prompt you more often once you're into a session. Linux asks for your password quite a lot, so let's move forward from here. You'll notice that the system is actually installing in the background. At this point, there's absolutely nothing for you to do until the system reboots. So we're going to pause here, allow the system to install, and come back when it's time to restart Ubuntu for the first time in our brand new installation. Ubuntu has finished installing, and all we have to do is restart the computer to boot into Ubuntu from our hard drive for the first time. So let's go on and do it. We're going to get our first look of what it looks like. This is always the most exciting part of installing an operating system for me. I love to see what they look like when they first boot up after you've installed it from the disk. And here we are. We're at our login screen. Remember, we told the system that we were going to put our password in each time. I chose a very simple password. Now, if you chose one with numbers, keep in mind that the Linux operating system always boots up with the numbers lock off. So you'll have to turn it on first if you want to use the keypad. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Ubuntu 10.10, released on October the 10th of 2010 on 10.10.10. So this has been out for a little while now. First of all, let's take a look at some of the applications that come with Ubuntu 10.10. If you've seen the operating system before, no huge surprises here, no major changes. You have your regular accessories like your calculator, you have your terminal, you have your gedit text editor, and many other things here. If we look under games, we got a few loaded up. Looking under graphics, you'll see that we have Simple Scan. We've got the Open Office Drawing, and we also have something new to Ubuntu 10.10, the Shotwell Photo Manager. That is new. Before the default photo manager was f-stop, so they have changed that. And taking a look here at Internet applications, we've got Evolution Mail, which is the default email program for Ubuntu. I don't particularly like it. I like Thunderbird better, but Evolution Mail is definitely a very nice application. Firefox is our default web browser, and we have many other web-based applications here. Looking under Office, we have the entire Open Office suite, plus we have Evolution Mail and Calendar here as well. Under Sound and Video, we have the Bracero Disc Burner. This makes DVDs and CDs. We also have the Movie Player. Also here we've got a new video editor. It's PTV. I never can say that. And that is new in Ubuntu 10.10, comes by default. Rhythmbox Music Player, an awesome music player. I don't use any of the plugins in Rhythmbox. I turn them all off. But that also has a place where you can buy music at the Ubuntu store, and there is the sound recorder here as well. Now, for more software, you can always go to the Ubuntu Software Center, and we'll let that load up, and then you can choose from more than 30,000 different Linux programs. That's just what comes loaded with the machine. You have your standard places, and now we have recent documents down here in Ubuntu 10.10, so that's nice. And we have the pretty standard set of administration and preference tools here. We can come in here and click Appearance. If you don't like the background that you see here, well, you can choose another theme. This is one that I particularly like, which is called Clear Looks. That's very nice indeed. We can also change the desktop background, and we can just choose one of these backgrounds. Here's one that's kind of neat. I kind of like that one. Other things here that are available in Ubuntu 10.10 is Ubuntu 1, which you go to by going to the applet up here in the corner that allows you to change information about yourself. Ubuntu 1 is a service that allows you to sync your computer up with other computers. You can sync it up with Windows machines now. That's new in Ubuntu 10.10. You can also sync it up with your Droid phone. So this is an awesome new operating system from Canonical. I have to say that I've been very critical of Ubuntu in the past simply because of the fact that Ubuntu has had little glitches and bugs, like you had to install your own codecs. Sometimes that worked, sometimes it didn't. But now they have really turned the operating system into something that is extraordinarily functional. You can set up your Ubuntu One account here, and you can then start syncing up your entire digital life in the cloud, which is very interesting. And since we chose, when we installed Ubuntu, to install all of the third-party plugins and codecs that allow us to play things like Flash movies and MP3s, we should be able to go to youtube.com and play a video right out of the box. So let's see what happens when we do that. Come down here, we'll just click on a random video. And our Flash player loaded up.
What I think about the theory of evolution is irrelevant because I will defend
There you go. Don't really care what that video is about. I just wanted to see that video popped up. So here it is. This is Ubuntu 10.10, the latest, and it is an absolutely awesome operating system. They have come a long, long way. Not quite ready to switch my world over to Ubuntu, and I'm still quite partial to Linux Mint, but I have to say they did a fine job here, and there's a lot more than we can show in a small video like this. But set aside a little hard drive space and give it a shot. At least download the live CD and play around with that if you want to. It's Ubuntu 10.10. I'm JC for Interface. Thanks for watching.